It's that time of year again. We're nearing 2024 and we're going to be looking at the design trend predictions that we will see throughout the year of 2024. Now keep in mind, these are predictions, and the way that we work these out is by looking at the majority of work that we see online, what is vibing with people, what isn't doing so well, and what we're starting to see more of. And the links to all of the work will be provided in the description below, so go and check them out, subscribe to them, follow them, support your fellow designers. If you are a fan of this channel and you've been watching what we've been doing over the past year or even just a couple of weeks for a few videos, please press the subscribe button. It means the world to me. Prediction number 1, bubble writing. We're starting to see a lot more hand-lettered groovy fonts in brand identity and packaging and in just general media. Not too long ago, this type of style would be quite cringe and people wouldn't like it because it lacked precision. But we're heading towards a time where people like the lack of precision and people don't like to be in cookie cutter molds. We have a more individualistic mentality now, and that shows in the clothes that we wear, the names that we give people, ourselves, and the design work and art that we see. Bubble writing is fun, it molds to anything, it kind of looks squishy and comfortable. The second prediction is ultra vibrant. Over the years, we've started to see companies and brands and designs get even more colorful and bright and saturated. The vibrancy knob has been turned up to max. Because of new advancements in screen technology, we're starting to see even more vibrant colors out there. Long ago, we used to like the pastel colors, and there's still a place for pastel colors. But now, even with YouTube changing their red color to an even more vibrant red, to YouTube thumbnails being ultra electric yellow just to grab your attention, a lot of companies, brands, and designs are utilizing P3 color gamuts and different screen technologies to really pop the color out there. Vibrant colors show excitement. They show a bit of individuality in there and modernity. It shows that it's modern. Screen technology has gotten to the point now where we can see them as vibrant colors, whether it's OLED or P3 color gamut. We can see crazy colors. So people are utilizing this more, and it's being used a lot more in our design work. More seen in digital spaces than print, because print hasn't changed all that much in the past few years. It's still the same that it is now, but I can guarantee that when we start to see print technology advancing, graphic designers and artists will take advantage of that and start doing different things, such as increasing the vibrancy of their work. A big design trend that we've been seeing and hearing about are bento boxes, inspired by Japanese compartmentalism. Bento boxes are a great way of organizing features, organizing information into one succinct layout. In fact, we've been seeing Apple using bento layouts to show all the new features of their new products, whether that's a Mac or an iPhone. Bento boxes essentially take the one squared layout that you have and fill it in a grid with lots of other information grouped together, which doesn't seem very trendy because we've been doing that as graphic designers for years. However, being intentional by grouping these makes it a lot easier for people to see a wide variety of information that doesn't particularly connect to one another. We'll be seeing bento boxes everywhere. Even though we've kind of already been doing it, it's just a big talking point right now of people using them more in UI. Another prediction that we have, and I'm not alone in this, is utilitarianism or utilitarian design. Utilitarian design is basically a design that emphasizes utility over other values. So it takes into account its usefulness rather than the aesthetics of the design. Functionality over form. This style of design gives a really unique perspective. It actually unmasks some of the process in design, leaving things there a lot of the time, like grids and different layouts, and it really does help people see the behind the scenes of the process, and it just looks cool. A great example of utilitarian design in the flesh is the Nothing phone. The Nothing phone strips everything out that other phones have and just leaves you with nothing. It leaves you with just the basic core functionalities of a phone. So this leads into more of a minimalistic experience, a bit more of a simplistic lifestyle, and it shows that through the design from the lack of caring about the aesthetics. Obviously, this trend isn't just about functionality, this is an aesthetic trend, which is kind of paradoxical because it's all about not really caring too much about the aesthetics. But when done correctly, it's really cool, really nice and amazing, very stripped back. The way that I like to see it is more of a deconstructed meal. You know, when you get like a burger that's deconstructed, it's odd, interesting, but not always visually appealing. I guarantee you everyone knows about this one, but AI imagery. I'm not going to say AI design because I don't believe AI can design anything yet, but because of the advent of text to vector in Adobe Illustrator and so many people using AI within the design process, it has to be in this list somewhere. I think we're at the point now as graphic designers where we know what AI can do currently and we stay up to date on it. It no longer wows us. We just know that AI is part of the design field when it comes to generative AI. However, we're starting to see a lot of designers use AI imagery in accordance to their other practices with layout. Maybe you'll take an image that is being designed by AI, or you've prompted it in generative fill to change, and then you add letters and words over the top of it in a poster to create a cool looking poster. That is AI imagery. In 2024, we're going to see a hell of a lot more of that because people are starting to use AI images more and more. However, it doesn't replace the graphic designer. It's more of a tool still, which is great for us. Do I think AI will take over the design industry in 2024? I don't think so, but I think it'll be very prominent in certain parts. My next prediction is Serif Plus, or more quirky serifs. The reason I added the plus in there is because we're starting to see even more companies, more brands, and more designers using serifs than last year. And last year I did say that we're going to be seeing even more and more serifs out there, and there's a reason for this. Well, there's actually a few. If we look at companies like medium.com, a blogging website, we see that they changed their logotype from the normal logotype that they used to have to a serif logotype. We're starting to see more and more characteristic serifs being used in our branding, in our designs, and there's a few reasons for this. Number one, our generation, the current generation, doesn't like the cookie cutter mold, as I said before about bubble writing. Sans serif fonts lead to a more corporate feeling in our design work, and we have been oversaturated with uber minimalism over the past few years. And this is what gives us the yearning and the longing in Y2K to go back and to see things how they were and to replicate that. Serifs have a lot of character. Sans serifs unfortunately do not. We're starting to see a lot more quirky serifs being made and put out there, and people love to use them because they are simply different. They are unique. Each letter form of a serif is basically an art piece. It's incredible. Imagine if every brand and company used sans serif as their main type. It would all look quite similar. But with serifs, we can change them quite a lot to make them quirky, but still readable. Another reason we're seeing more serifs is because it only takes 7 pixels for a serif to be rendered on the screen. However, back in the day, that used to be a problem. Sans serif used to be very readable on screens because of the pixel counts, but nowadays we have phones with thousands of pixels. So serif type is even more legible and readable every year as screen technology advances. Serifs have never been more legible. A big prediction I have for this next year is maximalism. This is the direct opposite of minimalism. Maximalism is a reaction against minimalism. It's known as the aesthetic of excess. Again, our generation really like this because it shows individuality, imperfection, and it shows vibrant colors. We've been in a state of minimalism for so long that more people and the culture around us wants more, and they want to show the diversification of what we can bring out there. Having excess, we go to two extremes: maximalism or minimalism. There's really no in between. In fact, maximalism goes inside with utilitarianism, strangely enough, even though it's the over excess of it. These two can merge. So there's kind of like this spectrum involved in all of these design trends that we see. Either way, if you like maximalism, I'm there with you. I don't know what it is. Two sides where it's just uber minimal, I really like. When it's really excessive and there's so many colors and things going on, it's still just as jaw-dropping and nice when done correctly. Could be a bit more forgiving too. My next prediction, which I think we can all agree on, are mascots and cartoons. These have made a comeback. And it can't just be me that's seeing mascots and like these cool jelly cartoons everywhere. It coincides with the bringing back of serifs, obviously Y2K, lots of cartoons. We love the expressive nature of cartoons and we're starting to bring them back too. People love the nostalgia from them, but also they just look cool. A company mascot can actually help a lot with brand identification, but not only that, it will have its own art style as well, which can be replicated across the entire brand, so it gives it enough agency to create more media. This last design trend is hand-lettered logotypes. Again, we have the yearning for the natural, we have the yearning for the imperfect, things that look perfect perfect, look corporate, look cookie cutter. They look soulless, they don't have character. And when we do hand lettering or logo type design that looks slightly imperfect, it adds so much story and character behind it. We're seeing this more and more often, more custom type being used for logo types, for fonts, for brand assets. And the cool thing about that is that I love logo types. In fact, I specialize in logo type design, and I also have a course called Logo Launch, which teaches you the art of bespoke logo type design. You don't have to have any experience to take this course either. It goes from an absolute beginner to where I'm at now, and I run through this whole process with you. The great thing about Logo Launch is that we run it as an actual course, so videos on demand, where I walk you through my entire project, showing you everything, the things that you don't see me talk about on YouTube, teaching you the ins and outs of how to even draw letters, how to vectorize them, present them, the art of selling your work to a client as well, which is something that people miss, how to price, how to negotiate, and it doesn't matter what experience you have. And you'll get to join in on the Logo Launch community Discord, where you can ask your questions, get them answered, and join in on a really fun design community. If that tickles your pickle, then press the subscribe button, leave a like, leave your comment, click the links down below to check out Logo Launch and to preview and support all the amazing artists and designers that were featured in this video. Thank you for watching. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you soon. Goodbye.